experience and opinion about stack ranking and effects on culture at MS. So stack ranking is something where the first half of my career, I was just told, you rank here. Here's your 4.0 or here's your whatever your score is. And in the later half of my career, I would have employees. And then in the last very part of my career, I'd have managers of employees working for me. So you get to go to the meetings where you then have to defend members of your team. And that is where I got the real surprise, I think, was seeing the managers in there who could effectively advocate for their own employees versus the managers who could not effectively advocate for their own employees. And the disparity in, I think, how rewards were probably handed out. So if you wanted to get better compensation at Microsoft, I would say you would have done well to go to a team that had a manager who liked you and that was doing something important, but where the manager was convincing and a good salesperson. Because if you had a really meek, mild-natured person who didn't make strong arguments on behalf of his own people, then how else are they going to know what your team did? So the bigger problem, I think, is, if I say this, it sounds like, it sounds bad for me. I worked on NT, and there were a lot of really smart people on NT, especially NT base and down in that level. So if you wanted to get a good review score, you had to be working really, really hard, and you had to be fairly smart, I think. There may have been areas that were lower bars, let's say. There was no product called Microsoft Cats, so let's just say, if there was, I'm not talking about it. I'm just making up a thing. If you're working on the CD Microsoft Cats and you had a year to ship it, but there was no cat deadline and stuff, is that as hard to get a good review score on the shipping of that as it is on an operating system, that kind of thing? And how does that affect your rank? It's hard to say. I think we all have opinions. I think if you work on that team, you think, I could probably knock out a 4.0 really easy and come in 6 hours a day if I was working on an easier project, but I got to work 13 hours a day just to keep up with these nutcases over here that are going to make me get a 3.0 because they're all super smart. So it's kind of that dilemma. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I worked on a team that was like that, because I think you learn a lot and you learn a lot faster.